Hello, everyone. Here we are for today's session. It's going to be a slow down. Yeah, I know I've been adding some extra therapeutics to the class or to the group over the last, 6 weeks or so, even with the breath blasts, the shorter durations, and then of course we've had some extra slow flowy classes as well, the upper body and the lower body therapeutics. So today we'll do kind of like a full body thing, but we'll also do some stuff for the lymphatic system and overall just, help the body feel awesome. So I'll read today from the How to Love book. I really wanted to read more stuff from Catcher in the Rye, but like every piece that popped out is just, it's like you gotta just read the whole book. Maybe we'll do that. If you guys want to do like a story time, let me know and we can do Catcher in the Rye sessions because it's just so fun. All right, so let's see what pops out for us today from Thich Nhat Hanh. Here we go. Natural happiness. If you walk with true awareness of every step without having a goal to get anywhere, happiness will arise naturally. You don't need to look for happiness. When we're in touch with the wonders of life, we become aware of the many conditions of happiness that are already there, and naturally we feel happy. The beauty around us brings back the present moment so we can let go of the planning and worries that preoccupy us. When you look at the person you love, if he is absorbed in anxiety, you can help him get out. Darling, do you see the sun? Do you see the signs that spring is coming? This is mindfulness. We become aware of what is happening now, and we are in touch with the conditions of happiness that are there inside us and all around us. So with that, let's get into our first posture, shall we? Starting in square pose today, with the right leg in front. So I'm gonna sit up on my blanket today because it feels nice and cozy and it's snowing outside and all that kind of stuff, so I just want to, it's more comfortable. So maybe you wanna sit on a blanket, maybe you have a bolster or block, whatever. But let's bring the, what did I say, left leg in front, right leg in front? Right leg in front.
Okay, yeah.
Whatever I did say, we'll land on the right side in front. So adjusting the heels away from your body, but then, drawing them in line with your knees as best as you can, laying the right shin in front of the left. And that's it. We'll hang out here for a moment, hands just onto the knees. Let's work on making sure that we feel really solid through the hips. So check in with yourself. For me right now, I can feel that I have more weight pressing into the right side, so I'm engaging through my core so I can make subtle shifts with my positioning to the left to find that sweet sense of balance between the two sides. There's also a gentle lift coming up and in through the pelvic floor. So these are subtle actions that help us get into a place that really works for us, and then of course allows the spine to get tall and the chest to open. Feel the shoulders pull back just a bit, just enough to feel your shoulder blades flat on your back. And let's keep the shoulder blades in place, palms face forward, elbows cinch in toward the waist. Fingers are reaching to the ceiling or out as the elbows pull in. Now open your chest a tiny bit more. Just find that space where you're pulling your hands back a teeny tiny bit. You'll notice the strength of your lats start to support you. Now your knees might not be as relaxed right now, that's okay. Notice all the places of strength that you're working. Now extend through your arms, just reach the fingers away from you out to the sides and kind of to the ceiling, whatever angle comes naturally and allows you to fully extend. And then bring the elbows back in, let them touch your waist. So we're out on an angle more here, right? It's like we're making a W and then we're making a Y, yeah, with our body. W and a Y. Of course, these are loose letters of the alphabet with these shapes, so keep coming in and out, but do your best to stay in that aligned awareness with yourself. Elbows come in, reach it out, and continuing to go nice and slow with this action so that you can find the active spaces of stretching and softening, of anchoring down and rising up. Make sure your shoulders don't lift up as you do this. You're just extending the arms, maybe getting space in the armpit. That's why we're generally reaching more out to the sides than we are up to the ceiling. So keep the shoulders relaxed. 2 more rounds, just follow your breath. 1 more time, reach it out. And the elbows come in. Relax the arms. Switch to bring the right ankle on top of the left knee, finding your Agni Stambhasana or double fire log pose. Of course, you can use a block between the right thigh or outer thigh and left ankle. See what you need. Hands come back to the knees or the top leg rather. Sit tall. Anchor in through the navel, gentle lift through pelvic floor. Shoulders align over the hips. So this might increase the awareness in your outer left hip, maybe even in the left hip flexors. So be nice to yourself. Right fingers can come down to the mat outside your right hip. Left hip stays anchored down. Left fingers reach up and over to the right as you gently hinge your body to the right. Now keep the hinge with your body, but exhale, bring the left elbow down to the left. So toward your outer left ribs, and then inhale, reach the left hand to the right. Good. Then keep doing that. Just the movement of the left arm. Enjoying the stretch with the possibility of going a little bit deeper in your side bend, each breath in and out. Potentially laying your right elbow onto the ground. Good. Exhale, elbow in. Inhale, reach the arm. You could look up to the ceiling. Few more rounds here. And notice how when we pay attention to just some gentle movement in the upper body, we kind of forget about what's happening in the lower body, right? So just let things happen as they need to. You've got it. Another reach. And bring the elbow in and pull your upper body up. Good. Ooh, I got a nice adjustment there. Left hand reaches over and down to the left. Right hand comes along and the right foot now plants down on the ground. Good. Now lengthen your left leg back and come into dragon's lunge. So just adjust nice and easy. Let the left hip sink and then pull the hips back, lengthen the right leg. Shine the toes to the ceiling. Plant the sole down, bend the knee, come back into a deep lunge. So you can have a blanket under the left knee as needed because we're going back and forth a few times. Come back with the hips, toes shine up, spread them nice and wide, oh la la, and then bend back into the knee. Enjoy the dragon lunge. And just keep working the breath here. Find space in between your toes. Enjoy all that beautiful mobility in the hips. Good. So same thing, except next time when you come forward, you land in your dragon and you have the option to bend the left knee and then straighten it and lengthen and flare the right toes. And then we'll just do that 2 more times. So just 3 times total with the option of bending the back knee. Notice how you're feeling through all of this. Fabulous. Come all the way back. And come into dragon's lunge, forearms on a block or on the mat. Breathe in and breathe out here. Feel your heart nice and open. Heel toe your right foot to the right and let the toes open up to the right a little bit. And just let the right knee open. You can bring your right hand to your right knee. And just kind of breathe with this. You could do some gentle rocking motions in this position. And then just settle. Let the right knee just open to its edge. Mine's not moving too much with the legs this long, so be where you need to. Then, left knee can bend. And just play with this shape. Right fingers sweep forward, and then bring the right elbow in as you circle around, and then again, reach forward. And bring the elbow in, and reach forward. Elbow pulls in, and then one more time, circle around, potentially reach back for the left ankle. And just breathe. Gently release. Right hand comes forward and down, right knee pulls in, hands are on the mat. Pull your hips back, slide your right hand outside your right leg. Adjust your right foot so it's in front of the right hip if you need. And then slide your right foot forward, come into dragon split. Now, breathe in and breathe out with your fingers on the mat and think of your chest working to the ceiling. You're gonna find your edge here and we're staying for a few more breaths. So on an exhale, just let your chest relax, look down. You could even do a tiny fold depending on where you're at. And then inhale, just lift your chest up, maybe gaze to the ceiling. Exhale, take a little softening here, let the upper body relax. Inhale, open the chest. And then exhale, we press the hands down as we let upper body relax. Pull the hips back to drag the front heel in. Land in a 90-90 lunge. So just sneak your back leg in. And inhale your fingers all the way up. Exhale the elbows out to the sides. And down, hands forward. Elbows out to the sides and down. Hands forward. And one more time, elbows come down. Fabulous. Hands come down. Slide your left knee behind in line with your right heel and land in Gomukhasana as you walk your hands back to the right. So right leg is on top. Knees are stacked. Adjust the feet. Breathe in, breathe out. Left arm reaches up to bring the hand behind your back. Right hand onto left elbow. Sit tall here. And hinge a little bit to the right. So feel again the opening of the outer left side of the body. And then come back to center rather. And you could bring your right arm down around back to monkey grip with the left, or keep the other grip that we just had. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Let's draw the navel in and slowly fold forward. Forehead toward the top knee. Release the hands. Bring them down to the ground. Use the palms into the mat to help you keep the weight in the hips. Inhale, let's come all the way up. And exhale, gently release the legs straight out in front of you. Full breath in, you're nice and tall. Full breath out, draw the navel in, walk your hands down your legs and maybe to your heels, maybe to your calves. Chest shines toward the toes. Breathe in and breathe out. If available, perhaps your next exhale takes you a teeny tiny more into your forward fold. If you have a block, you might want to place it, well, you could have a block behind your knees, firstly, to keep your hips in place here. And then otherwise, if your legs are straight out, you could also have the block on your shins so you can let your forehead rest. And then you can play with that height as your body allows the space. Nice and easy. Start to come all the way up from where you've gone. Set the block aside. Maybe give the legs a little shake-a. And then we'll switch. So now crossing through the legs to come into square pose with the left leg in front. Now we want to move the heels away from us so it's not like a tight cross-legged position. We're trying to align our ankles and knees. And sit tall here. Again, tune into your balance across the sit bones. Feel a little lift through your pelvic floor and a bit of drawing in with your navel to support your spine. Then you feel like your upper body can almost lean back a tiny bit. Draw the navel in a teeny tiny bit more. Feel your chest open. Sternum finds lift toward the ceiling. It might feel now like you're hanging onto your knees a little bit more tightly because you're leaning back. This is good. We want to wake up all of these muscles here. Draw the elbows into the waistline, palms face forward. So we make that W shape again. Inhale, reach up, stretch. Exhale, right hand comes down. Keep the arms straight and reach over to the right. So keeping the arms straight here is going to help us anchor the left hip bone down or sit bone down. Fingers reach back up, inhale. Left arm stays straight, plant the palm and reach right arm to the left. So this helps keep the shoulders in a nice secure place as well. Center. And come over to the right. Center. And to the left. Straight arms. Good. Center. To the right. Center. Left. Excellent. 2 more each side. Follow your breath. And just notice the difference, right? It's a completely different side stretch than when we're trying to get the elbow down to the ground, let's say. So notice where you feel it here. Maybe things are a bit different. Last time, over to the left. You got it. Let's come all the way up. And just relax the hands down. Slide that left ankle on top of the right inner knee. Use whatever support you need. We'll be here for a little bit. Let the hips get used to being in this position. Maybe even close your eyes for a sec as you allow your hands to just rest on the top leg. Breath in and out of the nose. Notice the little spaces open. Whichever little spaces will open. Left hand comes down to the mat, over outside your left hip. Right fingers reach up to the ceiling, take a nice little side bend over to the left. Good, now we can work the elbow to the ground here, but take your time. So enjoy the side bend, reach the right fingers, keep the side bend, right elbow pulls in toward outer ribs. Inhale, reach fingers to the left. Good, elbow pulls in, and we reach. Oh yeah, so keep going. Use your breath. Allow the left elbow to get a teeny bit heavier each round here. Maybe your chest can open a little bit more to face the wall in front of you. Oh yeah, lots of good stuff here, hey? Oh, let's just do a few more big stretches. And the elbow in. You got it. Extending out. Let's reach up all the way. Come back to center. Press into your left hand. Right hand comes over and down to the right. Left hand follows along, and the sole of the left foot comes to the mat. So if you're using any blocks or anything, take a moment, set them aside. Shift your back leg. We're coming into a nice deep lunge. Good. Now breathe in and out. Make sure that your hips feel really nice and open here, and then pull the hips back, straighten the left leg, flare the toes up, spread them out, yeah. And then bend back, forward, and the hips lower, you got it. And come back, so just work your breath here, really get the stretchy feeling in each direction, because we're here for a bit, as you know. Yeah, we did the other side already. So use these moments to tap into that same sensation that you get when you take a big stretch in the morning. That's penticulation, that idea of stretching out of oneself, right? This allows everything to kind of realign and reconnect in the body. So feel that sense of stretch. It's so good. Awesome. Now for the last 3 here, we have the option to bend the right knee and bring the heel in when we're in our front lunge. And then we lengthen, bring the hips back, find the same stretchy stretch here, And come back forward, you got it. Optional though, you don't have to bend that back knee, okay? I know that it can be quite challenging, but give yourself the challenge, even if it's just thinking about the possibility of movement today. That's great. Every little bit counts. You got it. One more time, coming all the way back. And then we'll come all the way forward to our full dragon lunge with the elbows on a block or on the mat inside the left foot. Keep the chest bright here and the throat open. That's something that happens when the body starts to get fatigued or when the mind starts to get distracted. We'll kind of like cave in and we'll be in our mind saying, this is so ridiculous, this is so hard, or whatever repetitive thoughts are happening. So instead we look forward and we pause in this position, and we also pause with some pride for ourselves in the way of honoring the body. Now, as available, heel toe your right or left foot out to the left. Toes can point slightly out to the left too. No need to lift the foot off the ground super high or anything. Just let the left knee open a little bit. This side is more open for me, surprisingly. For me, it's surprising because my right side's usually more open, but today it's the left. So you just notice what you notice. Option to bring your left hand to the inner left knee and just find really tiny little rocking sensations and movements to wake up your hips a little more or just see what's going on, okay? But be nice to yourself. Injuries in the hips and hamstrings and stuff, like they can be finicky. Now, option as you come into stillness to bend your right knee again. And then we work that left arm. So we reach forwards and then up, and the elbow comes in and forward. Open the chest, bring the elbow back and reach forward. And then this time, elbow pulls in, open the chest, option to reach for the right toes. Point the toes and see if it makes it easier. Breathe in, breathe out. Find your edge. Mindfully release your right foot if you had it. Bring the hands back, forward, and down onto the mat. Upper body lifts up. Pull your hips back. Shine the left toes. Adjust. You'll probably have to bring your left foot in front of your left hip. And then lengthen out into your split on this side. Remember, you can use a block here under that front leg. You can use a bolster. You could have blocks underneath your hands. You're doing amazing. Complete breath in. Find a teeny tiny release with your upper body. Maybe just dip your head, whatever it is. Inhale, shine your chest to the ceiling, gaze upwards. Exhale, soften. One more time, inhale and exhale. Stay softened as you pull your hips back. You got it. Bend into your left knee, shift into a 90-90 lunge, so scoot your back leg in. Inhale to sweep the fingers up to the ceiling. Exhale, elbows bend out to the sides, open your chest, maybe tiny lean back. Inhale, sweep fingers up. And pull the arms back. One more time, forward and up. And pull it back. You got it. Relax the hands, walking the hands over to the left, scooching into your Gomukhasana on this side. So left knee is on top now. Adjust, adjust, adjust. Make sure your sit bones feel nice and equal, and just work the shins parallel to the edge of your mat, whatever that means today. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's bring the right hand up and behind the back. And bring your left elbow or your left hand rather, onto the right elbow. Lean back a tiny bit. And then just hinge to the left a little. Yeah. And come back to center. And do it again. Lean to the left. Ooh, be nice to yourself. Come back to center. Relax the muscles in your face. Make this feel easy for your body. Tiny movement. Hinge left. See where you can soften. Come back to center. Keep the same position with the arms, or sweep the left arm around back and find monkey grip between the fingers behind your back. You're tall. On an exhale, contain through the core, contain through the hips. Gently fold your upper body forward, forehead toward the top knee. And release the hands to the mat and soften here. The weight stays in the hips. Use your hands to help you. Inhale. Gently bring yourself up. Lean back enough to lengthen your legs straight out in front of you again. Give them a little shake. Perhaps using a block behind the knees or a bolster. We sit tall on a breath in. And on the breath out, fold forward. Walk your hands down your legs, maybe toward the feet. And breathe. Gaze toward your toes. Press the big toe ball mounds forward. Make sure that you're pressing evenly across the balls of your feet. Maybe your forehead can relax. Again, maybe onto your block. And nice and easy. Release. Come all the way up. Sweep the feet around back and come into child's pose. So just bring, your knees could be together or apart, whatever feels more comfortable for you. And just let your head relax, maybe rest on one side of the head. If you can, let your chest fall between your knees. If you are resting on one side of the head, just switch and look the other way. And then gently come back to center. And we'll roll up to a seat. I'll be right back. I'm just gonna go grab a couple of bolsters because we need them. So make sure you have your bolster nearby. I'm sure you do. But come into a cross-legged seated position. You're welcome. And just nice and comfortable. Of course, you could be sitting on your bolster now if you need it, but just make sure you feel comfortable either way with however you're seated. Hands are on the knees, and then start to pull the shoulders up to the ears and hold them there, but see if you can like soften your chest and then roll the shoulders back and down. And then do it again, up and back and down. Good. Keep doing that. I can feel right now there's more tension in my left side. So you notice where you feel more tension, and we'll try to get rid of that tension with these exercises, with these practices that we'll move through. Okay. Good. Let's come into stillness and then just look from right to left. And just keep looking side to side. Check in with yourself, like which side has more space. For me, the right side of my neck feels like it has more resistance today. And then come back to center, and we'll tilt the right ear to the right shoulder and center and go to the left. So just check in, do that a few times back and forth. And we're not rushing here, we're just checking in. Excellent. Okay, come back to center. Now we'll use some powerful breath through this next kriya that we'll be utilizing to stimulate the thyroid, the thymus gland, and then we'll also be stimulating pituitary gland. We'll be getting the whole glandular system online, and we're also tapping into the heart chakra. We're tapping into the actual heart and the lungs and the respiratory system, all of that. So we'll be moving through bhastrika. We have our arms come in and we make fists with the hands. This is our exhale, the palms face forward. Our inhale, the hands reach up and we extend the arms. Exhale, in, okay? Breath is active in and out of the nose. Let's begin. So if you can, close your eyes here as you continue to breathe. Do your best to stay straight with your spine and keep that really nice structure with your arms and your shoulders. So yes, your arms will probably start to feel tired, but stay with it. Notice the inner power that this starts to bring within you. Don't you feel so strong? Like you can move through anything? And also, don't you feel so strong in your ability to surrender to what is, knowing when to rest, yeah? Listen to your body, keep going. Speed it up. Breathe in, hold. And exhale, arms come down onto the thighs, or hands onto the thighs, I should say. Just relax. Be mindful when we do our Kundalini breathing and our Kundalini kriyas that we don't breathe too slowly, because that is not what we're looking for. We want to find the faster breath. So like the pace that we ended off with, but it's good to start a bit slower, right? And then we're working up to that. So take your time. Blink open the eyes. Hands can stay relaxed on the legs. Let's switch out the legs though. Make sure you're still comfortable. So we'll start, and if you're not comfortable here, like I feel like I need some extra height because my left hip is a little tight today. So I'm gonna just switch it up a bit. Make sure you feel good. So now we're inhaling as the left shoulder lifts and exhaling, the right shoulder lifts. In and out of the nose. And make sure when you're doing this, it's just your shoulders moving. You're not involving the muscles of your neck or your spine at all. So you should be able to sit perfectly tall and just move your shoulders. If that's not happening, adjust your seated position. So all of these kriyas that we're doing today are to stimulate the immune response in the body and help everything work together. The lymphatic system, the endocrine system, these are important factors in the functioning of the immune system, right? And I know a lot of people that are feeling a little rough these days. So we need to do these extra things for the body so that we're better at resting and recuperating, because that is indeed what we are doing through this entire class. We're almost there. And release. Let your natural breath return. Just pause. And we'll do the other side. So right shoulder inhale, left shoulder exhale. Let's begin. Remember to not involve the neck or the spine muscles. We're just sitting tall and moving the shoulders. Now, of course, we're using the traps as well and the lats. So yes, technically we're still stimulating the muscles around the neck and the spine, but the point is we don't want to get jammed up there and start moving our head around and stuff. It's just the shoulders. Good, and let's come to stillness. Shake out the hands, just lift them up and shake them out. Move them around. And then start throwing stuff out, like you're throwing out the trash. Just throw stuff out with the arms. It's like you're pulling stuff out of your body and throwing it out. And you use a pretty decent amount of vigor here. Like you're getting rid of the stuff like you actually mean it. So maybe close your eyes and like, if you could get rid of your emotional weight by simply doing this, what would you let go of? What would you possibly release to just allow your shoulders to feel a little bit lighter? What would you possibly release to allow your heart to feel that little bit lighter and that little bit more lovable for yourself? And release. Let the arms come down. Pause with closed eyes. We're checking in with the neck again. So you could use the hands on the mat behind you. Just lean back, send your feet out in front and just rotate your ankles, wiggle your toes. Maybe give the legs a little shake, but really do the ankles and the toes. And then let's check in with the neck again. So look right to left. Notice if you've got a little bit more space. Come to center. Lean the ears either side. I have a little more space. And let's come to center. Make sure you're comfortable in your seated position. Make little tiger claws with your hands so you're folding your fingers in. Lift your chin up and just do a gentle massage down the sides of your throat. Come around the back of your neck, let your chin pull in, and just use your knuckles down the back of your neck and down the sides. Beautiful. Come up through center. Using the tips of your fingers, just tap at the space above your collarbone, those nice little bouncy pockets. Just very gentle taps here. We're just stimulating the skin where it slides on top of the muscles here, okay? So with all these next movements, keep that in mind. Breath in and out of the nose. And then we'll use our complete palm. Let your chin come up and just start to massage down the sides of your throat and down into the collarbones. You could bring your fingers up and around your ears and come down. And just do that several times. Work around the back of the neck again. Good. Then we'll bring the fingers to the inner side of the eyebrows and just sweep from the eyebrows out to the temples. Sweep around the eyebrows out to the temples. If you'd like to, you can use your fingertips across your whole forehead and do a full sweeping motion from the middle out to the sides. If you can, even get just kind of like up and behind the ears as well. Good. And then we'll come to the space under the eye and sweep on the top of the cheekbone out to the temples and back. And continue there, just sweeping out to the sides. And make your way down the face, so come down the outer nose. And you can even pause here. So just outside the nostrils, you can press your fingers in. You'll feel the little depressions of the nostril spaces in your skull. And just press, hold, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, breathe in, sweep back with the fingers. 2 more times. Fingers press into those depressions. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, sweep it back. Good, so we'll do that again. This time optional as you press, you can kind of like wiggle the fingers a little bit. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release, slide it back, slide it back. Come to the chin, slide up the jaw, slide up the jaw. And again, and again. And then use your palms, slide from the chin down to the jaw, to the throat, and down. So you're pulling everything from chin, jaw to throat and down. So pull it back and down, and back and down. Now bring the hands to the back of the neck and forward and down a few times. Isn't that fabulous? I think so. And then tap just above the collarbones again. Notice how much clearing that has already given you. I know it's a lot. Awesome. Release. Bring the arms out in front. Interlace the fingers. Left thumb crosses over right for women, left over right. Sorry. Right over left for men, left over right for women. Inhale up, exhale down. And release. Roll the shoulders a few times. Excellent. Shift into puppy stretch, supported puppy stretch. So using your block or using your bolster, if you like to let the chest rest down, your chin could be on the bolster and you can reach the arms forward, fingertips up. Or you can use your block here, block underneath the chest, and that allows the forehead to rest down. Excellent. Slowly, just release from there. Let's set up for our next position as we really get to wind down now. You will need your 2 blocks, and the bolster is optional, but you might like it. So 1 block on its highest setting for your head, 1 block on its medium setting for your thoracic, and the bolster is going to be for the space behind your thighs, behind your knees. Okay? So let's get on down. Let the upper back rest on the 1 block. Adjust, so that you can have your head resting happily on the other block. Now your neck should feel open and relaxed. Your arms can just relax where is comfortable. And breathe in and out here. Notice how you're breathing. Notice how things are moving around, especially in the face, neck, and shoulder region. Hopefully at this time you feel like there's a lot of spaciousness in those areas and that they're no longer as heavy feeling. Allow your breath just naturally to deepen here. We've done so much work to support the body today. And this is our time to let it absorb in. This is one of 2 restorative postures that we're closing our class with today. And this is our opportunity to embrace the opening of the heart, embrace the space around the heart in our respiratory system. Notice the capacity you have to connect with the supportive systems in your body, like the endocrine system and the lymphatic system. Yoga is so much more than just this fitness regimen, that we move and do cool shapes in. Like, yeah, we do those things. But yoga is also a very restorative practice, as we know. And it's a practice of life, and it's part of Ayurveda, the science of life. This is part of how we function well as human beings. We learn how to best support the natural healing systems that are within us. And we engage in activity that helps bring our body the most support, because consciously, of course, that's what we want to do. Of course, we want to be as optimal as possible in our own bodies and minds and spirits. So maybe there's some empty spaces in your practice even that you feel. Notice if you're taking time to slow down. Few more cycles of breath here. So if you'd like to do any extra little stretches or anything in this position, good time to bust them out. Eventually though, planting the elbows on the mat so you can start to lift your upper body up and away from the blocks. And you will still need a block. You can just slide your bolster to the side, which of course you could use again after. We'll be laying flat down and using a block on it's either the medium or the lowest setting, whatever feels more comfortable for you right now, and allowing the hips to just rest with some height. So now we're feeding the beautiful opening into the heart. So whatever we've done in the hips, all the grounding that we've done in the hips, now we can start to feel that stability in through the heart space. So let's pause here and breathe. Make sure your shoulder blades are flat. And if it feels comfortable for you, optional here, you could lengthen your legs straight out. You could have your knees open out to the sides in a Supta Baddha Konasana, whatever works. Breath is nice and easy in and out of the nose. Nice and easy. With feet planted on the mat, take your time. Lift your hips just enough, so push into your heels, lift your hips just enough to slide the block out, set it aside, and lower your hips down. Maybe slide your bolster back behind your knees if you like. Otherwise, let your upper body completely soften. Close down through the eyes and scan through your body here. So each inhale waves up your body, allows you to scan yourself from toes to crown. And each exhale scans you from crown down to toes. Feeling the breath move through you like a wave, like the tide pulling in and out. Notice what you're welcoming in, and notice what you are allowing to be released back to sea. Drawing a full breath in. Let's extend and reach through the arms and legs. Enjoy a lovely stretch. And release. Bending one knee and then the other to give yourself a lovely hug. Maybe rock side to side. And eventually roll all the way over to one side and press yourself up. Coming into a comfortable seat. Let's bring our palms to prayer at heart center. And draw a complete breath in, honoring how you feel. Exhale away what no longer serves. And a full breath in of loving gratitude into yourself. And a breath out of loving gratitude for everyone else. And thank you for our practice today. Namaste. Well, I hope you feel wonderful and that you've got a little bit more lightness in the heart and perhaps in the mind. So of course, let me know how it went for you in the comments. And we'll see you again very soon. Much love.